It's the new normal now. You know, your kid's flailing on the playground, and she's kind of laughing about it, going, "Oh, we don't know what's wrong." And I just go, "Well, did y'all just go to the doctor?" She goes, "Yeah, we took her last week. She just got back from, she went to the doctor last week." Oh, okay. And I said, "Has she ever acted like that before?" "No, this is the first time she started acting like this." 2-year-old baby.
And you told the rest of the story. You asked about vaccines?
Yeah, well, and then I said, "Is she getting all of her shots?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, she's right on schedule." So it's the fact that the parents don't even see the connection between the bad behavior. Because she goes, "She's never acted like this before. She'd just gone to the doctor, and this is what happens." I've looked at studies of people that said the vaccines are safe, and in the epilogue, the doctor writes, "I've taken my first 2 kids. They both had seizures after the shot, but I'm going to take my 3rd one to get the shot, and I'm going to give them Tylenol beforehand." That's their solution.
And here's the deal, because these aren't vaccines. They're adding brain-altering systems, the anti-stress type vaccines that are viruses. We'll put the articles up that go in and actually eat part of the brain. This is population control. It's what's in ecoscience, and it's so big that they may win because it's so over the top. How do you deal with this? How do you deal with 1 in 25,000 having autism 30 years ago, and now it's 1 in 50-something? How do you deal with the magnitude of... My mother almost died from a flu shot. They admitted. The thing is, you said the doctor said this is normal. See, that's the new thing, because they'll say on the news, no side effects, no problem. But you go, "Hey, doctor, it says it can make me have convulsions, destroy my pancreas, and give me diabetes. It says it all right here." And they're like, "Yeah.
Pneumonia? Pneumonia is one of the side effects,
Get measles from the measles shot. People spreading the measles, most of them have had shots. And they'll say in the back of the paper, "Yeah, we don't know why people are getting the flu shot and then dying of the flu."
Yeah, of the same strain that they're supposedly vaccinated against. The same exact strain that they're being injected with, they die from.
In psych warfare,
the connection.
I was talking to a globalist off record once, and they said, "Alex, you understand, you think people adapt and evolve,
right?
Adapt, overcome, the military talks about, is a good thing. We use the public adapting to bad things, and people will go along with it." And he started explaining to me, basically laughing at me, when I was flying to New York once on a first-class flight to be on The View. And, I mean, I looked the guy up. He was like the head of a major bank. Not one of the big 6, but one right tier below that.
People don't understand this is a multi-generational attack. This is something that has been going on for about 60, 70 years. And they just keep, every year, they change the schedule, they up the dosage. And it's little bits, but we've seen, and it's happened really bad since the 80s, the late 80s, when Rain Man came out to normalize autism and make it seem like it's kind of cool.
And they normalized breast cancer.
Right.
Yeah, it's up 4,000%, but we're having a run for it. We're not going to ask why it's increasing. It's up to you folks. Rob Dew can't do it all. Marcos Morales can't do it all. Alex Jones can't do it all. Kit Daniels can't do it all. Don Salazar can't do it all. All our crew back there, John Bound, Darren, we need you to tell your story, especially about the doctors admitting it. Because, I mean, my dad wouldn't vaccinate me, and he's an oral surgeon and a dentist and, has a degree in chemistry and all this other stuff. And he wouldn't do it because he said they usually don't protect you, even if it's a clean vaccine, and it lowers your immune system. He said, I would only take it if there was something super deadly like polio running around, and only if it was already rampant. But he goes, your grandmother got polio from the polio shot. So I went and asked her. She goes, yeah, I got it a month after. She was given the shot, and then she got the strain she'd been vaccinated for a month later and is on crutches at age 89 today. So this affects me. My mother used to run triathlons, this was like 20 years ago, and they told everybody on the team, get your flu shot because we're having a triathlon come up next month. She was on UT Masters swimming. She was in bed for like 2 weeks. Just almost killed her. My uncle, Joe Jones, almost killed him. The doctor said, yeah, you had a bad reaction to tetanus shot. Face swole up, hands swole up.
What are they?
Everyone I know. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I haven't had the flu shot myself since high school, by the way, and I got the flu every year in high school that I got the flu shot. And then once I moved out, went to college, never took the flu shot again. I haven't had the flu since. I've had,
well, the Canadian government study,
but never.
It lowers your immunity by 50% for an entire year when you take the regular flu shot. It's up to you to call into talk radio with your stories. It's up to you. If you don't know how to do a YouTube, go to your grandson or your neighbor or your brother. Do it. Speak out. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I started 23 years ago trying to get on air. After 3 years, I got on air. Now I reach 20 million people a week conservatively. And I just didn't like them trying to pass laws that under 18 couldn't shoot guns with their parents, couldn't go hunting, that they were trying to take people's private property. I never intended to be on air. I never intended to do all this. I just went out there. And you can do it too. I'm not saying you want to go this far. Maybe some of you will go further. Just tell the story. And you know what? If vaccines have been great for you, keep it up. Just enjoy yourself. But at least read the insert, because I'll be in a restaurant and I will see someone with an air tank on being wheeled in that looks like they're about to die. And they've got people, and I saw this woman walk over the other woman. She goes, "Hi, how you doing, Blair?" That was her name. "Have you got your flu shot?" She's like, "Yeah, I got my flu shot." She's like 50 years old or something, looks like she's about to die. And I'll be in restaurants. It's like a cult now. All these really unhealthy-looking people. And they're like, "Yeah, I got my shot, Come on, I got heart surgery, come on." I mean, it's just, they just think they're getting some, and they're like, doing what's right, not going to get other people sick.
Herd immunity, herd immunity.
Herd immunity. The government, hello, is going to force stuff in us. It's going to start a civil war.
Yeah.
I've never called for violence, and I'm not calling for violence now. But it's violent to force something on people that we know hurts them. In India and Africa and everywhere else, they've caught the UN forcibly inoculating, sterilizing people. This is like coming at you with a gun, but it soft kills you. Okay? So I'm not for offensive violence, but I'm telling you, they want to start a civil war, this is the way it's going to be. And the media people and the bureaucrats and the medical people and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and Bill Gates up to this to his eyeballs are trying to make this forced. McDonald's giving out the free, vaccines with Happy Meals. You are going to be held accountable. I know the Nazis got caught because they used guns and everybody could see they were killing people. You just give us shots and we go off and die later. No, we know, we're ringing the alarm bell, and we know what you're doing.
And I just want to say this. We're three dads here. We all have kids. And it's not that we're medical scientists. We're not professionals in the medical field. All we did, read the inserts, read the studies, read what other people have researched, and look at the connections. We're not doing anything spectacular.
The doctor told you it was the vaccine.
It was a normal response. And she came back, thank God. That was a lucky one.
Absolutely. She'd have been a boy, probably, autistic.
Could have been.
Because boys can't handle it. It's so epic, though. I mean, it's just, it's so wild.
It's biowarfare. We're undergoing biowarfare in the name of these giant pharmaceutical companies to make us customers for life. Because when you're debilitated by these, you may not have autism. You may have severe allergies. You may have Crohn's disease. How many people out there have Crohn's disease who also got their vaccine?
And they never used to have that. No. All these new diseases, pediatric cancer, over 10,000%.
It's all gut. It's all in the gut, and it's all attacking.
As Dr. Wakefield, with the top gut doctor, found. That's why they targeted him, because the government already had 2 studies in England, and they already knew we're trying to cover it up.
It's criminal.
He hit on it.
Yeah,
like,
and it's all to protect.
My God, Watson, we have them. They're like, no, Mr. Holmes.
We have a lot more money, and we're going to destroy you. That's what they did. That's what they did.
He's rising like the phoenix.
Oh, yeah,
he's been exonerated. Here's what we need to do. I want to make this a featured video on the YouTube channel. I want it on InfoWars, Prison Planet, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah. Because it seems like if something super important, it doesn't get pushed. And I want this video to get out there. Folks, we can do it together. Tell your testimony, expose what's happening, band together, and let your doctor know. What my dad says is go in with a consent form to them saying they'll take responsibility. Right. When the school lies to you and says it's the law, see, they're liars, say, here, sign this consent form that you waive any liability for me and that you'll pay for everything. They won't do it. This is how you take down a society, how you medicalize the culture, how you make everybody sick, and then the socialist healthcare of government comes in, federalizing everything to basically reclamate and tear down the system. This is the military attack on America and the rest of the world. This is the heart of their program, and it's why they're pushing so hard right now. So get your testimony out today. Take action. Write articles. Post it on your Facebook, Twitter. However you want to communicate, get your stories out and keep telling them. Because I read on our YouTubes, people that have been damaged are just annihilating the trolls because they're like, hey, listen, my son's brain damage after the shot. They admitted it, and we settled in court. I mean, it's just bam, 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 bam. I mean, this is real. And this could bring down the entire New World Order. Since the late 80s, Alex, the vaccine court has paid out over $2.6 billion in damages to people. If they're so safe and effective, they wouldn't be paying out $2.6 billion.
Okay? It's not safe and effective. It is a chemical attack.
Chemical bio warfare from the same government that used to just shoot the blacks up with syphilis straight away.
And dads out there, you're going to get this information. We have a lot more male viewers than females, and you're going to go up against your wives who have been programmed to accept the medical tyranny. You have to do your education and be patient. It does work. If you keep giving them the facts, you can turn this around. You can even convince your doctor that what they're doing is wrong.
We need to get serious. I mean, people almost need to get FM transmitters that broadcast over a neighborhood and just run this in a loop for 5 years. No, I'm serious. I mean, we need to get hardcore with these people. Because when you realize all the secret testing our government did and how they set up the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute and said they'd put stuff in vaccines, Bertrand Russell, all of them, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They are really doing it. All right, folks, it's up to you. We're taking action as well. We're all together. Join us in warning the parents out there. I'm going to warn people all the time. I hear about other medical tyranny. We're going to start on a bunch of issues, getting people to tell their stories. That's how we're going to stop this evil. I'm Alex Jones signing off for the whole InfoWars crew. Please spread the word and get this video out to everyone you know, because truth is powerful. And as V for Vendetta says, ideas are bulletproof.
That's a special report you can see up on our YouTube channel. It's a featured video up there. We need you to tell your story. How has it affected you? You know, we need to also stand against this medical tyranny that is in direct opposition to informed consent. I can't think of any more dangerous thing than destroying the notion of informed consent. Yet we see this hatred for it. We see this condescension. We saw this hysteric hatred from this woman, Jennifer Hibben-White, who said that her 15-day-old son was exposed to measles in a waiting room and he's going to die at any minute. That's the way it was. She's fighting for his life. That was the way it was put on the Daily Mail. He didn't come down with measles. And the patient who had exposed other people in that waiting room was a vaccinated person. Patient 0 was a vaccinated person, not the unvaccinated. We understand what the theory of vaccines are about, but you also have to understand it's the same thing as saying that fast food French fries are simply potatoes. They're not. They've got preservatives and many other chemicals in them that allow them, as they've done in Iceland, to put these things under glass, put them on you can watch the video display where these things do not age, they don't change. They haven't changed in 6 years, these French fries. So they're not simply potatoes. The vaccines are not simply about active immunity. Now, if you want more information, I think you should also check out the documentary, 40-year-old documentary that 60 Minutes did back when the major news media was not completely owned by the pharmaceutical companies. Mike Wallace with 60 Minutes went back and did a post-mortem, essentially, on the swine flu panic that was created by the CDC, inoculating millions of people. I think it was over 40 million, and having over 4,000 cases in today's dollars, $15 billion worth of damages. Watch that documentary. See how the CDC lied. There was a CDC whistleblower involved in that. They were telling people you must get this vaccine. There wasn't even one confirmed case of it. But there were 4,000 confirmed cases of very serious illness and death. Guillain Barré. Now, tomorrow we're going to have Dr. Hugo de Garis, author of The Art-elect War. His book has been copied in many movies. Transcendence, Elysium comes to mind. It's a story of a technological elite who goes to war against the rest of humanity. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's something that's happening not only in the movies, but also in real life. Join us tomorrow. And tonight at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have the Nightly News with Jakari Jackson.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
What disaster is so powerful, it unleashes a chain of mass pandemics, economic meltdowns, and violent food riots, all at the same time? NASA has already set the countdown timer, and right now the 21st century apocalypse is less than 13 months away. Former CIA Director James Woolsey says 2/3 of U.S. population could perish. In a matter of seconds, the world as we know it will cease to exist. The world's economy will be wiped out. Mass riots will follow. Ancient diseases will reemerge. How will you shield yourself and your loved ones from this upcoming apocalypse? Go to darkestdays.info to find out proven methods of protecting yourself, your loved ones, and even your entire community when this worst-case scenario unravels. That's darkestdays.info. Darkestdays.info. Go there before this life-saving information becomes unavailable to the large public. Go to darkestdays.info now.